I found out I had a twin brother 46 years later. I lived 46 years thinking I was an only child, until my father's funeral changed everything. Hi, I'm Arthur. I'm 46 years old. I grew up with my mom. My parents divorced when I was just a baby. I don't even remember my dad. Mom never talked about him, and I never pushed. I thought I knew my whole story. I was wrong. Last year, my father passed away. I got a call from a lawyer. Apparently, I was in the will. I went to the funeral. Didn't know anyone there. Then I saw him. A man who looked exactly like me. Same face, same height, even the same scar on his eyebrow. He stared at me, just as confused. The lawyer pulled us aside and said,
"You two need to talk."
That's when I found out his name was Arnold, my twin brother. We just stood there, speechless. Our parents split us up when we were babies. Mom took me, Dad took him. They made a deal, never tell us about each other. For 46 years, I had a brother and I didn't even know. Arnold grew up 5 states away, thinking he was alone too. We could have grown up together. We could have had each other, but they took that from us. Now Arnold and I talk every week. We're building the relationship we should we always had, but I'll never forgive them for the 46 years they stole from us. This was my story. What's yours?
I found a woman's earring in my husband's car, but I don't wear earrings. We had been married for 5 years, perfect life or so. I thought he started working late every Thursday. I trusted him completely. I never checked his phone, his car, nothing. Then one day I borrowed his car. A diamond earring fell from under the seat. Expensive, not mine. My hands were shaking. I confronted him that night. He didn't even try to lie. He said,
"It's been 6 months. I was going to tell you."
6 months. I took off my ring, placed it on the table, and said, "Now you don't have to divorce." Finalized in 3 months. Best decision I ever made. I deserved better, and so do you. Trust your gut always. What would you do?
I found a letter in my late grandmother's attic, and it revealed a secret she kept for 60 years. Hi, I'm Robert. I'm 42. Last year, my grandmother passed away at 89. While cleaning out her house, I found an old showbox in the attic, hidden behind some Christmas decorations. Inside were dozens of letters, all addressed to her, all from the same person, a man named William. I'd never heard that name before. The letters were dated from the 1960s. Love letters. Beautiful, heartbreaking love letters. He wrote about how much he missed her, how he was counting the days until they could be together. The last letter said,
"I'll wait for you at the station. If you don't come, I'll understand, but I'll love you forever either way."
It was dated 3 days before my grandmother married my grandfather. She never got on that train. She chose my grandfather instead. I sat there for hours, reading every single letter. My grandmother always seemed happy with my grandfather. They were married for 50 years before he died. But now I knew there was someone else, someone she gave up. I called my mom and asked if she knew about William. She went silent, then said,
"Your grandmother made her choice, and she never regretted it."
But I wondered, did she ever think about him? Some secrets aren't meant to be kept. They're meant to remind us that life is full of hard choices. And sometimes, the right choice still hurts. This was my story. What's yours?
She left me without warning, and a week later, I realized it was the best thing that ever happened. Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm 29. I was with my girlfriend. Let's call her Sophie. For 4 years, we lived together, shared everything. Then one day, she packed her bags and said,
"I can't do this anymore."
No explanation. She just left. I was devastated. I thought my life was over. For a week, I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I kept asking myself, what did I do wrong? Then I started noticing things. My apartment felt peaceful. I could breathe. I realized, for years, I'd been walking on eggshells. She criticized everything I did, my friends, my hobbies, even the way I dressed. I'd stopped being myself just to keep her happy. And I didn't even notice until she was gone. One night, my best friend came over. He said,
"Dude, you're smiling again. I haven't seen you smile like that in years."
That hit me hard. I wasn't sad she left. I was relieved. All that weight I'd been carrying, it was finally gone. She didn't leave because I wasn't enough. She left because I was becoming someone I wasn't. Now I'm living my life again. The right person won't make you shrink. They'll help you grow. This was my story. What's yours?
My parents missed my college graduation for her wedding. I worked 3 jobs to get through college. No help from them. My sister, she got everything handed to her. I invited them to my graduation, the proudest moment of my life. 2 days before, Mom called.
Your sister moved her wedding to that weekend. Family comes first.
I couldn't believe it. 4 years of struggle, and they chose her third wedding over my first graduation. I went alone, watched families celebrate together. When my name was called, I heard nothing. Empty seats. I smiled for the photo, but inside I was broken. I stopped trying to earn their love. Built my own family with people who actually show up. I'm finally free. You can't force people to care. Have you been there?
I saved a man's life. Then I realized he was the guy who made my childhood hell. Hey, I'm Chris. I'm 35. I'm a paramedic. Last month, we got a cold car accident on the highway. When I arrived, a man was trapped in the wreckage, bleeding badly. I worked fast, got him stabilized, got him to the hospital. Standard procedure. But when he opened his eyes in the ambulance, I froze. It was Derek, the guy who bullied me relentlessly in middle school. Derek made my life miserable for 3 years. He'd trip me in the hallways, steal my lunch, call me names in front of everyone. I was terrified of him. I switched schools just to get away. And now, 20 years later, I was holding pressure on his wounds, keeping him alive. He didn't recognize me at first. But halfway to the hospital, he looked at me and whispered,
Chris.
I just nodded and kept working. At the hospital, after the doctors took over, Derek asked to see me. I didn't want to go, but I did. He looked at me with tears in his eyes and said,
I'm sorry for everything I did to you. I was a horrible kid. You didn't deserve that.
I stood there, silent. Part of me wanted to walk away. But another part felt nothing, no anger, no satisfaction, just emptiness. Told him, I'm glad you're okay, and I left. I didn't forgive him, but I didn't need to. I'd already moved on years ago. This was my story. What's yours? I showed up to the wrong date and accidentally met the love of my life. Hi, I'm Tom. I'm 31. 3 years ago, I was on a dating app. You know how it is. I matched with a girl named Jessica, and we agreed to meet at a cafe on Friday at 7 p.m. I was nervous, got there early, sat down, and waited. A woman walked in, smiled at me, and sat down. I thought, okay, this is her. We started talking. She was funny, smart, beautiful. We clicked instantly. About 20 minutes in, she said.
So, you're a graphic designer, right?
I said, no. I'm a software engineer. She froze. I froze. We both pulled out our phones. Turns out, we were both waiting for someone else. She was supposed to meet a guy named Matthew. I was supposed to meet a girl named Jessica. We were at the same cafe, same time. Wrong people. We just stared at each other, then burst out laughing. I said, well, do you want to stay anyway? She smiled and said,
Why not? This is already the best date I've been on.
We talked for 3 more hours. Our actual dates, they never showed up, and honestly, I didn't care. Her name was Emily. We've been together for 3 years now. Sometimes the best things in life happen by mistake. This was my story. What's yours? We built a business from scratch, and my best friend destroyed it all in one night. Hey, I'm Jack. I'm 43. This happened about 5 years ago. My friend, let's call him Marcus, and I decided to start our own business. We opened a small coffee roastery. We invested everything we had, worked 16-hour days. Marcus was like a brother to me. I trusted him completely. About a year in, things were finally looking up. We were making good money, had regular clients. Then one morning, I come to the shop, and it's locked. I call Marcus, straight to voicemail. I check our business account, empty, completely cleaned out. Then I find out he'd been meeting with our suppliers behind my back, made deals under a new company name. He took everything, the clients, the recipes, even our equipment. When I finally got him on the phone, I was shaking. I said, how could you do this to me? You know what he told me.
You were holding me back, Jack. I needed to move forward without you.
20 years of friendship, gone, just like that. I lost everything that day. But I learned that some people will smile in your face while stabbing you in the back. This was my story. What's yours?